What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today is simple. I think you should watch Split Seconds. Now, I watched this rather recently and I was really surprised by how good it actually is. It's actually really entertaining. It's from the early 90s. It kind of blends two genres together, which I think kind of works really well. It's kind of a buddy cop movie and
a monster movie rolled into one. It must know that I love monster movies.
I mean, buddy cop movies are pretty cool as well, and I like Lethal Weapon. That's good. But yeah, this one is really interesting and really entertaining at the same time. It's got a very oppressive kind of look to its world. The film is global warming has taken over the world, so basically rivers are rising, seas are rising. This is set in London and the River Thames. Every so often there is what they call the high tide in London, where London is partially flooded. And it's about the dude on the cover. He's called Harley Stone. He's this badass, kind of like the best, as they say, like
Some people say he's the best.
He is the best.
Is that kind of like cliche character. So yeah, his partner is killed in flashbacks by a certain killer that he's been obsessed with hunting down and finally bringing to justice. And the killer kind of makes it known that he's back, and it's just a really fun little movie. So he's hunting this killer, and the killer basically tears the hearts out of its victims. Harley Stone, he gets assigned this rookie detective to team up with, and it is just a really entertaining early 90s buddy cop monster movie. When I say it's a monster movie, I don't think that's a spoiler, because it is quite a fairly early revelation in the movie. So I don't think it's a spoiler. I hope not. If it is, you have my permission to whinge in the comments, because some people will, but I don't care. Yeah. So yeah, it's just a really good movie that I really enjoyed. Like I said, bringing those two genres together, it's really entertaining. I think the acting is pretty decent. It's got quite a bit of the gore in there as well. You know, lots of just rooms just covered in blood and people's with their hearts just torn out and missing. And it's just a really entertaining film. And the monsters, the whole kind of monster is really interesting as well. I won't go into more detail than that, because that is a spoiler for the film. But yeah, I think this is quite a small little film that I don't think many know about. It's been released by 101 Films on their cult movie collection label. So I'm sure this has its fans, but I'm sure it's still quite a tiny kind of unknown film. From what I've seen, with this new series I'm doing, I think you should watch. I always try to go for the smaller films, and I think this is kind of like a film that is kind of like no one's talking about it, and it's kind of a low budget movie. It's got a very gritty look to it. Kind of reminds me of Mad Max, in that kind of really, the first Mad Max, like a really gritty, kind of ugly looking kind of world. A very kind of rustic looking world where everything's just like kind of dilapidated and in not good shape, but it has that kind of dystopian kind of look to the film. But I just think it's really entertaining. I love that it combines those two genres together. I think it's what attracted me to the film anyway, and I think you might have some fun with it. And it's super cliche in all the right ways, really, for a 90s buddy cop film. And there's some really funny moments that made me laugh, like, you know, surprisingly funny. In this, there's a scene where basically they have this whole revelation of what this killer is later in the film, towards the final act, and they tell their police chief basically what they've kind of figured out, and the police chief just doesn't want to buy it, and he's just like walking down the corridor shouting back at them and just almost losing his mind because he can't accept what they've figured out. It's hilarious. It's a really kind of comedic, funny moment and funny little scene in the film that made me laugh. At first, it was kind of slow paced. It was like kind of got this grainy, gritty look, and I'm just like, I'm not sure if I'm feeling this film, but it picks up the pace and it gets really interesting. And that's the thing that kind of drove me through this movie, is intrigue. You want to know what this killer is. You want to know about it. You want to see how where it takes the main cast and what happens and stuff like that. It's weird because it's kind of like got a bit of crossover, a bit of murder mystery in there as well, and that's what is kind of intriguing about the film as you go through the movie. I thought it was entertaining. I think this one to check out. Split Second. If you've seen this film, let me know down in the comments below what you thought of this movie. Murder mystery, buddy cop drama, monster movie. It's all of those things, and it's pretty excellent at them. So yeah, check it out. As always, if you like what you see here, hit that like button. It is the best way to support the channel. The more likes I get on these videos, the more YouTube will spread my video out to the world. So I do appreciate likes abound. But as always, if you like what you see here and want to see more from me, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, I've been Jason, and I am out. Blue and red, blue and red, blue and red.